Hello, welcome back. I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen. How are you doing today? We are here for another episode of Tonya's Witchy Kitchen Tea Time. I'm filming this in the evening, so I have to have, the light on. But anyway, so, I don't know. I don't got anything to talk about. It's so weird. Things have been going. Summer's been going good. As good as it can be, I should say. I don't know. 3 things. Dream big, be true to you, and you are worth it. Let's go check out this video. And today we are shaking it up and smoothing it out with a shake and smoothie war. Yes. So, before we get started, I just got a few notes. Just a few notes on a few of the herbs we're going to use today. The ashwagandha root, the cacao powder, and the hawthorne berries. I love the word ashwagandha. Ashwagandha, ashwagandha. It reminds me of there's a name around here that I used to love to say when I was younger, just because I just love the way it sounded. Anyway, let's go on with this. Ashwagandha is also referred to as the winter cherry. It is part of the nightshade family, and we use the roots. They are energy building, a sexual tonic, and an aphrodisiac. They do have other components. So, they are an adaptogen, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, anxiolytic, which reduces anxiety. Okay, aphrodisiac, we already talked about that. Immunomodulator, which means it can treat specific cancers. Cardioprotective, hypothyroid. I can't even read my writing, you guys. I gotta start typing these up. Insomnia, longevity, and fibromyalgia. Oh my gosh. Maybe I should take a shot of something. I get to talk. So, partially, they treat sexual exhaustion, impotence, dysfunction, infertility, or low sperm count. For those of us who don't have those issues, it also treats tiredness, lack of concentration, drug burnout, headaches, and chronic stress, and just being run down. Vote for me. It's not tasty. Okay, it's not tasty. This is on The Alchemy of Herbs by Rosalie de la Forêt. I think that's how you say her name. I'm so sorry. I slaughter names. I slaughter words. What are we talking about? But this has the best meaning for ashwagandha. Or the best. My son about died when he heard me reading it. It's translated to mean the smell of a horse's urine or sweat. It grossed me out, right? So you want to make sure that you have enough other herbs in there to contradict that, okay? And you'll see that in our first shake. Too much ashwagandha roots and not enough other stuff. It's generally regarded as safe. Drying it reduces the potential side effects. In Western medicine, you're told not to use it during pregnancy unless under a qualified herbalist. In Eastern medicine, it's a pregnancy tonic, and it's to help boost milk production after pregnancy. Do not take with barbiturates, okay? If you have nightshade sensitivities, obviously don't take it. And if you have a lot of mucus present, like you have a cold or something, just stay away from it for a few days. Dosage is 1 to 2 tablespoons, 3 to 6 grams per day for adult. If you're going for medical effects, 6 to 30 grams, which is a lot. have fun eating that. I took cacao powder. That's chocolate. That's where we get our chocolate made. It's from the fermented seeds, and it is warming. Has a very bitter taste, but great for heart health and brain smarts. It can improve your mood and help with fatigue. Energizing, uplifting. Okay, now I have to get my other book because I can't remember this. Kimberly Gallagher in Aphrodisiac says it influences the vasodilation, it reduces inflammation, decreases the platelet aggravation, and reduces lipid oxidation and insulin resistance. Lowers blood pressure, diabetes, helps the coronary arteries, and improves the blood flow to the brain. That's huge, if I read it correctly. It's a thing, you guys. It's cardioprotective, neuroprotective, inflammatory modulator, and stimulating nervine. Great heart benefits, you guys. Great heart benefits. 2.5 grams of powder daily, 10 grams if it's dark chocolate cacao powder. Just on a side note, it can lead to insomnia, nervousness, or anxiousness due to the stimulants in it. Okay? Hawthorne berries. I love hawthorne berries. They are slightly cooling. We use the leaves, the flowers, and the berries. They're part of the rose family. They're an adaptogen, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, antispasmodic, diuretic, and astringent. They contain flavonoids that help stabilize collagen, which is the main protein in skin. Helps ligaments, tendons, and cartilage. Where is my bull rider? He needs this. I have a hawthorne berry tincture. He's gonna start taking this. A little booger. So he's injured. He hurt his left hand finger, one of his fingers, right? It's the main finger where all the things connect, something like that. Don't quote me. That's what he's telling me. But anyway, so he can't ride left-handed, so he's been riding right-handed, not competition, just practices in right hand, which is super crazy because he's met some important people in the sport, and they're just shocked that he can ride left and right-handed. But he's a left-handed child, and he has the kind of the ambidextrous tendencies, so it's kind of cool. Yeah, but yeah, I gotta get him on this. Okay, it's great for heart-related illnesses, recuperation from heart surgery. I should get my brother on this too. Heart attack, degenerative heart disease, arteriosclerosis, weak heart muscle, and irregular heartbeat. It helps regulate blood pressure and sense of well-being. That's the rose part, I bet. The sense of well-being. Do not use with beta blockers or digitalis-based drugs, pharmaceutical heart medications. Okay, so if you are on anything specifically for your heart, you can't do it. I'm going to go over, touch on rose petals just a little bit because we are using them, but I'm guessing we're going to be doing that more later on. But they're cooling and drying. They're astringent, analgesic, nervine, aphrodisiac, anti-inflammatory, high in antioxidants and antimicrobial, and helps lower inflammation. Bladder infections, pain, colds, depression, wounds, and grief. Yeah. Heart health, wounds, sunburns, cuts, swellings. So the sunburns, wounds, throw it in we haven't done the mint one yet, but throw it in the tub with some mint. High in vitamin C. The tea helps soothe mental and physical symptoms helps with menstrual cramps, and helps soothe anxiety, and it can be a slight laxative. In the Middle East, they use it hugely as a digestive aid. Roses help the skin, they're an astringent, help lighten pigmentation, uneven skin, and restores the pH. Do not pick them if they're on the roadside. Do not pick in sprayed areas, and don't buy them from the florist if you're going to use the petals. Now, if you have a florist that sells roses, you know, the potted plant, that's okay. I'm talking about like just the stems and stuff. Don't buy that, okay? So today we are going to do our smoothies and shake wars. Which is better? Which do you prefer? A smoothie, like the fruit smoothie, or the creamy shake? Which one do you like? What do you prefer? We're going to the kitchen to do this. Let's go check this out. Okay, and now for the ashwagandha shake. We need 2 bananas. And I'm going to tell you not to follow this video exactly because a little spoiler alert, I have some changes I would make at the end. But we are following the recipe from it's actually on learningherbs.com. It's also in the Alchemy of Herbs book. So you need 2 bananas and you need 2 cups of yogurt is what we did. It asks for 2 cups milk, 1 cup yogurt. We did 1 cup milk, 2 cups yogurt. Just was thinking maybe it'd be a little creamier. Okay, 1 cup milk. My number 5 child is helping me. Johnny 5. Yeah, your mama was a snowblower. Okay, no, he's not like that. Okay, and then you need 1/2 cup of nut or seed butters. We use sun butter because my kids are allergic to nuts. I was thinking ghee might be a really interesting thing to add, or even coconut oil. Just give it a little. And then we prayed that the blender would work and got it going. It's one of those appliances that's and then you just want to blend, okay, for a couple minutes till it's all incorporated. Now for the ashwagandha powder, we have 2 tablespoons ashwagandha root powder. And what's I going to say about that? I can't remember. Okay, so pungent herbs go well with this because this does not taste good. And I think that was part of the problem was the only thing in here was the cacao powder and the cinnamon. And I think it needed something else. I think it, maybe a little cayenne or nutmeg or peppermint, okay? That is my cacao powder. It is delightful. We need 2 teaspoons of cacao and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And then you're going to blend that up again. My son was helping just to taste test. That, seriously. He actually got out of bed early, too, because I told him I was doing this. And he wasn't there to help or be in the video. He wants to YouTube, but he wouldn't be in my video. But he's just there for the food, which is a serious thing in my family. We take food very seriously. But anyway. And then I'm going to add some honey. Either I didn't add enough honey or maybe I should have stuck with maple syrup. That is another option you could use. Oh yeah, and then blend it up. It looked really good. We poured it into cups and had a taste test, He's so funny. He's pouring and he's looking at the side of the cup and I'm freaking out thinking he's going to drop the whole thing on the floor. And he's like, well, I wanted them even. And I'm like, I don't care. Oh, gosh. The next is the berry smoothie. So I have 2 tablespoons of my rose petals and I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of Hawthorne berries and I'm going to crush them. I use my mortar and pestle quite a bit. Just give them a good crush just because. And then we're going to top it off. I'm going to make the whole thing tea. We only need 2 cups, but make a jar of tea. There's my knife so I don't bust my jar. And I'm going to cap him and wrap him up to steep for a while. So we need 2 cups of the rose petal and hawthorn berry tea into the blender. And then we're going to put 4 tablespoons of maple syrup. There you go. There's my maple syrup. And, what's the next thing? I can't remember. It could be the fruited. I just mixed it up in there because, yeah, the tea was still warm, okay? And after the fruited vinegar, 2 teaspoons. So this is just blueberries with vinegar over the top, and you let it steep for 2 to 3 weeks, and then you drain the blueberries off. You can try eating them if you want to. Let me know what your reaction is. And then 2 teaspoons of my homemade vanilla extract. And 2 cups of blueberries. We did put this in the fridge for a little bit to cool off. Why? I don't know. I don't think it's supposed to be meant to drink, hot. And so then we put in one of these carbonated, the whole can of carbonated water. Yeah, my son, I was just like, just pour it in, and he's all freaking because it's bubbling. I'm like, it's gonna do that. It's carbonated. Then he wanted me to put the cover on it and, blend it up. I'm like, oh no, this is a common sense thing. That ain't gonna work. But, okay, so our ratings were this. I gave the shake a 6 because it needed work. Maybe chill it before drinking, or needed a little more chocolate, maybe a teaspoon of vanilla, and like I said, the syrup, maybe some different herbs. My number 5 child, I think he gave it a 5 because I think he was just being nice because he didn't drink his at all. As for the smoothie, I gave it a 9.5. It was very, very good. Very delicious. He gave it an 8.5 just because it was too chunky. But he had no problem drinking the rest of it. And so, surprise, Troy and I decided to go back to the books. We used a cup of ice cream and a cup of milk, and lots of different spices with the ashwagandha root and the cacao powder, and blended it all up into a nice smoothie or shake. And poured it into our little cups to do the taste test that we came up with. And, here is the recipe. It is 1 cup ice cream, 1 cup milk. The banana is optional. 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, 1/2 teaspoon ashwagandha powder, 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon ground ginger, 1/4 teaspoon ground cardamom, and a dash of nutmeg, and the 1 teaspoon cacao powder. And I gave it a 10. It was delightful. Trey gave it a 9.5 just because of the spicy powder bits. And there you have it. Another episode of Tonya's Witchy Kitchen Tea Time with 3 delightful teas for you to try. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.